And here is your guide to EasyQuote. It's a very quick and easy to use program to produce quotations and customer orders without actually automated pricing. This means that what you'll do is to put in the price for each individual item or the price for the job as a whole. It's entirely your choice. And to start with, we're going to go to the edit menu and across to add frame. We can put our customer details in here if we want to right now, or we can do it later. It's entirely up to you. You might as well fill it up a little bit with Mr. and Mrs. Sample. Obviously, you'll put the full address in here, the bungalow. And this isn't like websites where they say you must fill in this, you must fill in that. You can fill in nothing if you want to. You could go straight to OK on the right hand side over there without putting any of this in. It's entirely up to you. But obviously, if it's going to appear, you're going to want it to appear on the quote at some time. So you might as well put it in now. You click on OK. And as soon as you've done that, you're given the list of casement styles. These start at the very simplest ones, being what I call 1 panel wide, following 2 panel, 3 panel, and 4 panel, and so on. As you can see, there's a vast selection. You'll probably never need to do it, but what you can do is either create your own styles, extra styles that is, or you could take one of these styles and remove one of the sashes and replace it with a dummy sash if you wanted to. If you look on the right hand side, there's a wide variety of products already pre-programmed for you, right the way down to bifolds and so on. They're all in and done. You don't need to do anything there. If we go back to an ordinary casement window, just to give you an idea how simple it is, if I take this window here, what system do I want? I'll click on OK for that one. And here's the width and height. So if I put in 1400 and press the Enter key, and that window is now 1400 wide. And you can choose things like the color and so on. So we could have it in anthracite gray if you wanted to, or even anthracite gray on white. We'll click on OK because we don't need to do any more than that. And here we're asked the price of that item. Now, if you don't put it in, that's fine, because it's going to come out at the end, because what we can do is put a price in for the whole job. But if you do want to put a price in and it be listed individually against each item, here's where you do it. So if you put £500 in there, away you go. If you want to do the next window, you go straight to add frame again, and we'll do another one. Keep it nice and simple, casement window. There's all sorts of things like Georgian leading, astragal bars and stuff like that. In fact, if you like, I'll do a quick Georgian and lead with diamond lead and click on OK. One thing I forgot to show you on the first window is that you can put the location in. There are pre-set locations, or you could just type in your own. In this case, I'll just put Lou and click on OK. And again, the individual item price. Now we'll leave it off this one, okay, which is going to be a bit funny because you wouldn't have half a job with them in and half a job with the individual prices not in, but you'll see the effect later on. And that's all you do. You go straight to add frame, you put a window in, and then you come out and you keep looping around. So add frame, whatever. I'll try and think of something exciting to say here, right? And the width and height, which we saw earlier on, the location and so on. That's what I should have done, is put an extra dummy sash on that one. Well, what I'll do is I'll OK it. Maybe in that first one, item number 1, if I double click that, I can bring it back up. I can go to sashes, select dummy sash, and just click in there where I want it. And that's put a dummy sash in. It's confirming the price that we want £500 for that. Let's say we finished, because if we hadn't finished, we'll just keep on going to add frame. But assuming we've finished, if you go to main menu and the quote details, back to that one. Now this is where we put the customer's name and address in, and where indeed you can put the total in. So if I go for totals, at the moment, the program thinks the total for the whole job is £500 because we only put the price in on one item at £500, and that's what the total is. Well, obviously, you're not going to sell this lot for £500, so you could override it, £2,500, and we're done. You can save the job, you can load old jobs, or you can print. If we go to print, the standard quotation, you'll see, hopefully, I'll go on to the next page. We've got our total because we said it was £2,500. It's worked back with the VAT. And also on that very first window over here on the left-hand side, you can see that it's put a price against that window, whereas it hasn't done on the one after that. That's simply because we put a price in for that window of £500. Now, all these things like showing £416.67 plus VAT, if you don't want that, we'll make it show £500 and maybe no mention of VAT whatsoever. So this is the quotation. Assuming they want to go ahead, you can then produce an order. It's virtually the same, except that there's more space for the customer to sign on the bottom, and they're actually sort of signing an acceptance of the order. In addition to this, if you want your terms and conditions added onto the end, that can be done at a small extra charge. I've thrown in a couple of other things for you. A basic quotation. It is very basic, but it's a nice little alternative layout with it virtually the same information on, just laid out differently, that's all. And also you've got some survey sheets. Now some of these have been around for donkey's years. That one in particular has been around, I dread to think, probably 20 years. And it may well suit you. It's thrown in for nothing, so you can have it. This one here is a little bit more involved in that you can actually write in the number of windows and doors, and there's more space to put the survey details against each item. I think the last thing, survey sheet large, I think that's just basically a template so you can print these off and look all professional when the guy goes out and surveys. But then he could have used that this one here to do that. This one here would probably be better than what I just showed you. And that is how it works. There's lots that can be done to it, but to keep the cost down, we tried to keep it as basic as possible and as standard as possible. So there are small charges if you want alterations made. I'm just going to add a bifold in just to throw one in for good measure. So we've got a bifold there, and when we come to print the bifold, we can put a price of it, £5, nice expensive one. When you come to print, I just thought I'd show you that it shows the customer how the leaves work. That's a bit big there. I'm going to make that sort of detail underneath the picture of the bifold a little bit smaller. I've noticed it's a bit large there, but that's useful as well because it just confirms the way they open and close. And that's it. So if you enjoyed the demo, contact me via Facebook or 07775 433 122, and we can take it from there. This program is priced in its standard form at £950 plus VAT, and that's a one-off payment. It's not subscription. You're not asked for £30 a month or £20 a month or whatever. It's a one-off payment. Additional copies, about £250 each if you have more than one user in your office. Hope you enjoyed the show. Speak to you soon. Bye.